Welcome back friends. Welcome to another tutorial from Just Biology. In this lecture, we'll be talking about DNA isolation from various samples like plant as well as the animal. Last class we have talked about bacterial genome isolation in detail. If you look at the procedure for all the three types of isolation from the various samples, so you could find a similarity among them. But whatever similarity we may found, so you can also found that there are some differences. What are the differences between all those things? In this video, we'll be discussing the differences between the isolation. Let's begin with plant. So if you look at the plant cell, you can find specific features when compared to the animal cells. What are the special features of plant cell unlike animal cells? You can see the plant cell will have both cell wall as well as the cell membrane. But if you take animal cells, you cannot find because they lack cell wall. They have only the cell membrane. If you look at the architecture of plant cell and animal cell, you could find so many difference they have. So because of that difference, we should go for a specific protocol or specific technique to remove that cell wall as well as the cell membrane. If you look at the steps of bacterial genome isolation or plant genome isolation or animal genome isolation, the steps more or less are same. But the difference is in these two steps. So what is the step? The culturing and the harvesting of cell, that is first step. The second one, the preparation of cell extract. So these two steps will vary. And why? I'll tell you. The culturing and the harvesting of cell is quite different for all the three types of cells. Let's say if I want to isolate some kind of cells like bacteria. So what I need to do? I have to get the culture, then I have to culture it. I have to get the cells from somewhere else, then I have to culture it by either a solid media or liquid media. The same way, if I want to culture plant cells, so what will happen? I have to go for again a suspension or a solid. But if I want to culture animal cell, where we will face the difficulties. The culturing of animal cell is not an easy task because they need more and more things. Why? Because they have a specific features or specialized function when they are growing. Because we cannot provide all those things when the natural system provide. So that we need to get the tissue or the cells from the animal, or we need to sacrifice some sort of animal for getting the tissue. In case of plant, if you look at the plant, if you want to isolate the plant genome, what do you need to do? You just go and get the plant part, then you can crush it and take the DNA. So this is why the protocol will change. Let's begin with plant. How we can culture or how we can harvest the cell. The plant, if you look at the plant, here we can have an animal. So in case of plant, we need to get the sample. So what kind of samples? Just remember. So whenever we want to isolate, so just take a portion of plant part. For example, let's say I'm taking here a small piece of stem or fruit or root or vegetable, so anything, whatever else. Here we have so many samples, we have so many sources for getting the animal cells. But however we are going to deal with the animal DNA isolation, we have a specific process. We have to implement all our keen attention to this process. I'll tell you. So first thing, the sample collection. How you can do the sample collection? The sample collection can be done either using cell line. The cell line is very costly and that is not preferable for the isolation of the DNA. But on the other hand, if I am taking any tissues like liver or some skin, hair, whatever things is available now, we can take all those stuff. So tissue, here I am taking chicken liver. So what I need to do in case of plant, I have to break the cell wall as well as the cell membrane first. Here also I have to break only the cell membrane because they lack the cell wall. What I need to do here for breaking the cell wall as well as the cell membrane, I have to degrade the cell wall. First, before the degradation, you should know the composition of the cell wall. In case of plant, so they have a various composition. However, they contribute, they are made up of polysaccharide like cellulose. The cellulose is oftenly seen in cell wall, or they are the most abundant, I would say. They are, if we are degrading or if we are removing the cellulose polymer from the cell wall, so we will get the cell without cell wall. So here cellulose, we need to degrade the cellulose. What we need to do? So we have to break the cellulose by an enzyme is called as cellulase. So this enzyme will act on the cell wall and the cell wall will be degraded so that we can easily get the cell membrane. How we can break the cell membrane in case of plant? We have the special technique is called as treating with sodium chloride. So if we treat the cell membrane or the cell without cell wall with NaCl or sodium chloride, so what will happen? The sodium chloride will lyse the cell membrane. Then we will get the entire cell content and we can easily access to the nucleus. So along with the degradation of cell membrane, the NaCl will do the degradation of nuclear membrane as well. Remember. So they will also done the job of nuclear membrane degradation. So we have finished all these things. We have done all the procedure. Then what is the next step? So that is the important step and the most prominent one. Here you have to go for separation of this cell waste or cell debris and the DNA. For that you have to prepare an extract and you can go for centrifugation. This centrifugation is normally just spinning of your liquid or spinning of your content. So 8000 to 10,000 rpm is most probably used. Then let's look at the animal cells. The animal cells, as I mentioned earlier, they have only the cell membrane. What we need to do? We need to break the cell membrane only here. So before breaking, we should remember one thing, they are in the form of tissue. What we need to do? We need to convert them into the cells. How you can convert? We have different methods, or we have various methods. One such method is either mechanical or you can go for enzymatic method. So most probably you have learned like enzymatic method. So enzymatic method is most convenient and they are often used also, because here also I am discussing the enzymatic method only. The mechanical and all, it's not important and not preferable. So that's why I am going with enzymatic method. Before starting the protocol, you need to convert this tissue into the cell. So that is the first step. So you got the tissue 5 gram, then convert this tissue into the cell. So as we know, they have embedded each other. the cells will embed each other for transforming into the tissue. The tissue will again transforming. The organ will becomes organ system. So this is normally seen in the body. So here, what we need to do? We need to convert this tissue into the cell. For that, you have to use an enzyme is called as trypsin. So this trypsin, what it does? The trypsin will break the integration or the embed between the two cells. So they have normally the cells will embedded with some kind of material is called as ECM, extracellular matrix. For example, for ECM is collagen. Collagen is an example for ECM. If you look at the cell, so let's say, so this is two cell. So this bond between two cells, or they are embedded each other with collagen. This collagen, if we are breaking or if we are removing this collagen, so we'll get individual cells. So that is the idea. After once you got the individual cells, then you can go for the preparation of cell extract. Preparation of cell extract. So how you can prepare cell extract in case of animal? You can go for first cell membrane degradation. Cell membrane degradation can be made with a combination of chemical like SDS plus EDTA. So if you are not aware of this chemical, just please do watch my previous lecture in bacterial genome isolation where I mentioned all the things. Just I'll give the link in the description. You can go and watch. Then these SDS and this EDTA, so what they does, so they will break cell wall with help of EDTA. EDTA will absorb all the magnesium ion from the cell membrane. Cell membrane, if they gave the magnesium ion their architecture, they lose. If they lose that architecture, we can easily lyse with SDS. So this combination like SDS plus EDTA. So this combination is oftenly given. SDS will pierce the cell membrane, then the EDTA will absorb the magnesium ion. Both the process will occur simultaneously so that we can easily get the content. Along with the along with the degradation of cell membrane, they also degrade nuclear membrane as well. So this is the idea between animal and the plant. If you like the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for latest updates. And thank you for watching guys, and stay tuned.